Jeffrey Kipsang Kamworor. In the last 5 seasons, 5 global titles. 3 of them in the World Half Marathon Championships, 2 of them so far in cross-country. Is there a second hat-trick to come for the man they affectionately call the Beast?
On your marks.
The double Olympic champion sets 146 men on their way. It's the last title to be awarded on a course they will continue to talk about for decades to come. Jeffrey Kipsang Kamworor, aiming to become a 3-time world cross-country champion. Only Ngugi, Turgat and Bekele have won 3 in a row back-to-back.
Really hard to pick a favourite for the challenges to Kamworor. Barega, of course, well, the world's fastest 5,000-metre runner last year, 4th quickest in history. He's only 19, Rob. He could have raced in the under-20 men's race today. He chose to opt for this one. But again, relevance of track speed and trackability is blurred when it comes to a race of this calibre over this nature of course. 5 laps, remember, just the same as the women.
Maxwell Rotich has taken his turn to lead now. Last year, he produced an all-comers record in South America over 10K, 27:22 in Brazil last May. He leads as one of the Japanese athletes in second. And the fast-starting Dane, Mikael Dahl Jessen, has indeed just retracted into the middle of that leading group.
Well, that's a big lead group, isn't it? What about... Well, there isn't really a group separated yet, but it's being stretched out pretty quickly. And within just a few minutes, I think we will have a more clearly defined group, Rob, as people realise that the fatigue they're feeling after 1 lap with 4 to come is something they've just got to get their heads around. Anybody can run this lap really hard for 1 lap and be somewhere near the front. It's a case of how well you can last the following laps.
Well, I hope our cameraman's got his hanky ready, because he's going to have to clean that lens. It is an absolute quagmire now, this 20 metres of mud. I'm really interested to see Joel Ayeko, who was leading round that turn. He is a 2-time world mountain running silver medalist. He got the gold as a junior back in 16 and had silver medals over the last 2 years. I'm talking about the Ugandan who's now leading. You can tell he's strong, can't you, by the way he's eating up that ground, Tim. And all of a sudden, a massive group is now, it's not quite single file, but they're definitely spreading out.
What I'm interested, just going back to the way this race is unfolding so far, Rob, with 11.5 minutes on the clock, is how aggressively the Ugandans are running now. They're running with real confidence and aggression, which suggests to me they believe they can again beat Kamworor here, and they're either rightly confident or else digging themselves into a hole here, because the pace is unrelenting up at the front. It's very, very fierce.
What an acceleration here by Cheptegei and Kiplimo. The teenager's really going for this, Tim, and he's asking some awkward questions of Jeffrey Kipsang Kamworor, who so far is coming up with the answers, but he's really testing everybody. The arrogance or confidence of youth. He's unbeaten by nearly a year. That was an amazing acceleration up that hill. This is great running from Cheptegei. Remember, twice so far. As they come round, they're going to lap 1 or 2 more athletes. Don't worry about that. Cheptegei has lost to Kiplimo twice already this winter, but he is a big stage performer, and Jeffrey Kipsang Kamworor has been detached from the leading 2. You can't rule him out. He's won 5 global titles in the last 5 seasons. He could always come back, but that is a gap that tells us he is very, very uncomfortable in 3rd place.
Well, Cheptegei's got it right this time, Rob. He's out in front. Remember, he had an 11-second lead 2 years ago in front of the home crowd in Kampala, going into the final lap, but he blew. He hit the red section. He hit the wall, so to speak, in marathon running terms, and drastically dropped back to 30th place. But this time he's judged it absolutely to perfection. Kamworor losing ground dramatically.
Well, I think we're almost certain to say there will be a new champion. Kamworor has made a great effort to defend his title, but the two Ugandans were the ones who, on paper, could pose a problem for the mercurial Geoffrey Kipsang Kamworor. Now the question comes, Tim, one of these two men is going to become the first man from their country to take this title. But which one? Will it be Cheptegei, who was so close to winning in Kampala 2 years ago and blew up? Will it be Kiplimo, who would become the youngest senior champion in history? It's an amazing story. Who wants this more, and how significant will this last climb be? Here they go.
For the final time, Kamworor in third place, comfortably in third place. He's heading for the rostrum, but the Ugandans are going to take a 1-2. Will they battle it out? Will they cross the line, almost holding hands? Look at this, driving into the hill once again. And Joshua Cheptegei in the lead there, right of picture. Spent all of last year out with a knee injury. Very, very frustrated for summer 2018 after a fabulous 2017 summer. Well, those knees are better, and they're pumping hard up this hill, Rob. And surely now he's got a gap on Kiplimo, his compatriot, and a winning gap.
This is looking good for Joshua Cheptegei. What a journey it's been for him. He learned such a hard lesson in Kampala. His adrenaline got the better of him in front of a massive amount of noise. With an 11-second lead over Geoffrey Kamworor, his race imploded, and so with it, 2 years ago, his dreams of becoming the first senior champion for Uganda. Kiplimo is going to get the silver. He's an incredible talent at the age of 18, but this is going to be a glorious run into the finish for Joshua Cheptegei. He looks over his shoulder, and now the celebrations begin. What a contrast to 2 years ago. Recovering from injury, recovering from a car crash, to come here and conquer one of the greats of all time. Joshua Cheptegei is the world cross-country champion, the first Ugandan ever to take that title. Jacob Kiplimo takes the silver. An outstanding performance.